Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Steffi Drew and I am coming at you today with another DIY video. If you guys saw my last and only DIY video that I've done, earlier on during the pandemic, we obviously found ourselves locked up in our apartment for a lot longer than we normally were. And so if you saw that video, we did this wall. I actually just finished all of the details, like all of the edges and stuff the other day. So quick update about this. We absolutely love it. Overall, it was a really great and affordable option for us to just kind of upgrade our space. We've been spending a lot of time in our apartment, obviously, now that both of us are working from home. So we're just kind of looking for ways to upgrade our space and feel a little bit better about the apartment that we have. So we do rent our apartment. We live in a super old, like Victorian house. We're a third floor apartment. So we have slanted ceilings. Everything in our apartment is pretty old. And there's only so many things we can actually do to this space because we rent. So putting this peel and stick wallpaper up was one thing that I've been thinking of for a long time. If you have any questions about any of it, let me know if you guys want like a full update video. But if you ask me any questions, I'll put the link down below or up somewhere in the corner. But we absolutely love it. I think it just kind of upgrades that whole part, this whole wall. But this video is not about the wall. This video is about our hallway. So this floor is ugly. So it's like a really old tile floor. It looks like it had been painted over at one point a long time ago. It's kind of like a gross eggshell color. And so I decided to do the same thing and get a peel and stick floor tile. So my battery's about to die, but quickly show you guys. I bought 6 packs of this peel and stick vinyl tile. I'm super excited. We're going to do the floor. I did go through and like swept, I've like cleaned the floor, and then I also went and like painted the baseboards because they were still kind of that eggshell color to match the floor, and I wanted them to be a little bit more white because these tiles against that eggshell color just, it was not nice. So I will link down below the exact tiles that I bought as well. I got 6 packs of 20 tiles from Home Depot, and that should be enough to cover the entire hallway. So we will see how that goes. There should be extra actually when I like calculated it. And hopefully by the end of this video, we'll have a beautiful new hallway floor. Okay, so I went and took like this part off. What is this called? The floor divider seam thing. That way, we're gonna start tiling from this side of the hallway instead of from the entry, because I feel like this side is going to be the most visible most often. So we're gonna start tiling from this side and work our way that way. I did notice that the old tiles weren't exactly centered, so I'm gonna center it best I can from this side, and then hopefully, I mean, our house is super old, so the angles are all kind of wonky, but hopefully as we move that way, it'll still look centered enough. But yeah, I made a couple marks on the floor, made a couple measurements, and I'm going to stick down the first tile and hope for the best. Fingers crossed this will all be okay. I'm also hoping that this seam is like mostly straight so that as it goes down the hallway, it doesn't like angle itself, but here goes. It also says that these don't need any extra adhesive, so it should be good just as is. Moment of truth. First tile is down. So I'm going to lay a couple down like this, and then I have to figure out how I'm going to cut them. Let's just kind of, I mean, it's probably too late because if I try and take it up now. So it's like almost 8 inches on that side. and almost 8 inches on that side. So I feel like it's mostly okay. First one's down. Love, I ran into our first problem. I'm just saying I ran into our first problem.
Oh, what was that?
So I put the first one down. But careful, that one's sticky. But the pattern, like look how
flip around the other way.
Off that is. Like literally every single.
Well, that's stupid.
So.
How did that happen? Flip it one more way?
Like if I put it slightly off center.
Yeah, but that shouldn't be it.
But then.
Hold on one second. Let me finish setting up this little home before you stick.
Like literally.
Okay, Google, what's the weather tomorrow?
Okay. So just to show you guys, so I peeled that back off because I figured I should. Because I figured I should just be able to kind of stick and go now. But when I put this down so that it's like even, see, this is not quite even or like matched up, which is a little annoying. So I guess I just have to
Try to be away.
Because if I put the so that it's like just slightly off there, the pattern matches up, but those are the loose ones. If I want to match up the pattern, this is not even. This is going to take a lot longer than I thought it would. Not only do I have to like fit it around and like cut it to size when it gets to the edges that can't fit a whole tile, but we also have to like match it up so that the pattern matches, which I totally didn't even think about. So yeah, it's gonna take a while. That being said, cutting it is actually super easy for any of the one, like right now I'm just doing straight edges. So I'm just scoring it and then I'm able to snap it. And so it cuts super easily, so that's not an issue. And I'm just using a straight edge and like a little work knife. So yeah, so it's taking quite a while. Anyways, I will update you once I have this section mostly done. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 tiles down.
Much later.
Well, we've gotten this far. I have this far to go. Okay, just took a little break for dinner. Getting a little sleepy, it's getting a little late, but I'm gonna try and do at least a couple more tiles today, and then we'll have to revisit this tomorrow night or something. This is gonna take a couple days. All right, this is going to be night number 2, working on the floor. I did a couple during the day today, so I'll show you guys my progress. Adam has the basketball game in the background, in case you're wondering what that is. But I'll show you how far we are. So, okay. I have some things like weighing down a few of the edges just so that they don't kind of pull up, and it gives them a little more time to stick down. So that is how far we got. I finished up this side and it turned out pretty good, and put the little seam thing back down. I actually laid this one down and accidentally cut something that just wasn't working, and I had to peel it up and redo the tile completely. So yeah, that was really frustrating. But yeah, so this is where we're at, and that's where we have to go. So I'm just gonna like re-sweep the floor here. and then probably like wipe it down a little just to make sure there's no extra like dirt or whatever underneath, and see if I can get, I want to get at least to the office. I would like to be able to like get just past the office door tonight, but we'll see how far I get with all the edges. End of evening 2. I didn't get much further. I put a couple whole pieces down, and then I also just did this whole corner. So I took that strip off, did these sides. So that is at least finished. So this one is finished, and then the one over here is finished. Yeah, I didn't end up going as far as I had hoped. Those corners and sides take a lot longer than I really generally think they're gonna take. So yeah, I think tomorrow my goal will to be where I wanted to get to today. And yeah, I'll probably tomorrow evening finish this strip so that at least the full hallway is done up to here. And then we also have this little box that I have to go around, so.
3 days later.
It's done. Okay, so the floor is basically done. It ended up taking me a lot longer, so I didn't film every single day. I was essentially just taking a couple hours each evening, depending on how much time I had or how much energy I had, and put down a couple rows of tiles at a time. And finally I had plenty of time today to finish, and I was able to finish aside from a few small corners by our front closet door. But yeah, so the hallway is done. It looks a bajillion times better than it did. So final thoughts. Overall, our hallway and floors obviously look so much better than they did. We do live in an old rental house, so the floors are uneven, and I had read in some of the reviews about some of the edges kind of not, like the adhesive not fully keeping all the edges down, and there's a few places that I kind of notice it, and I feel like a lot of that is due to the fact that our floors and our house in general is very uneven. But it's nothing, they're not peeling up per se, but they're slightly lifted. Nothing that you could trip over, but you can just tell that it's not exactly flush. Depending on what you're looking for and what you're doing, I feel like some people will hate that. For us, this is more of like a temporary fix. Like, we just wanted something to look better while we're here until we end up finding a new space. We're not looking, but like if we like move into a house or something at some point down the road, this is like a pretty band-aid to cover up what the floors were. So I'm not upset by the fact that there are little spots that are slightly uneven. In the instructions, it also said that a heavy tile roller could be used. I don't know if that would necessarily fix that issue. We've been putting some of our like weights on some of the corners here and there just to kind of weigh it down, and in hopes that the adhesive kind of takes and that the weight kind of helps it flatten out. But yeah, I would say that I love that it looks a lot better, and obviously over time we'll see kind of how it wears, but it's not perfect. And if you are looking to do something like this, don't expect it to be perfect, because this is more of like a quick fix and an easy fix. But if you want something that's going to be completely flush, obviously you're going to want to get like an actual like tile, not something that's like a sticker. So yeah, overall I personally love this, and I think that it's a great option for us. And I'm just so, as soon as I finish those little corners, I'll feel a lot better, but I already feel a lot better about this entire space. So if you guys have questions about the product I got or the process or anything, feel free to leave those in the comments. Just like when we did the brick wall, I've been trying to answer questions as they come up, and a lot of you have had questions. Obviously, I'm no expert. I don't do renos. This is just because we're locked inside, and I just want my space to be prettier. But I will answer questions best I can from my experience doing this. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it was helpful, and if you're just watching for the sake of watching, thank you. I appreciate you. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe. Obviously, I don't regularly do DIYs, but if this is something you guys like, maybe I should try and find other projects to do in my home. My sunroom does need a little bit of a kind of pick-me-up, and I have a couple ideas, but yeah, if this is something you guys like, please let me know as well. But that is all. There's not much else to say about this. Thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you guys in my next one. Bye.